It's time to share with you an unusual recipe for a hearty and delicious dish. And the first thing we need for it is an onion. Cut one onion into half rings. Pour a little olive oil into the pan and put in the chopped onions. Let's leave all this here for a while and proceed to the next step. We'll take 3 peeled potatoes and cut into circles of the same thickness. The slices should not be too thin. We'll send these sliced potatoes into the frying pan with the onion. It's time for spices. First, sprinkle the future dish liberally with salt. Then add black pepper and take olive oil again. This time, we pour it on top of the dish and mix it slightly so that everything is evenly distributed. We proceed to the chicken fillet. We'll need 3 servings. Take a sharp knife and cut the chicken into large cubes. The secret of good slicing is to use a sharp knife. Everything will be simple and fast. You're doing great. Now all that remains is to cut another fillet, and then you can send the chicken in with the other ingredients. But before we do that, we need to sprinkle it in with salt and black pepper and red pepper. In other words, our favorite spices are being used again. Mix the pieces with your hands so that they absorb the maximum number of flavors. The main thing is to do this gently and with love. That's the main secret to our dish. Evenly spread the fillet pieces on the potato onions. We're halfway done. Very soon, we'll start preparing the filling, which will combine all of the ingredients. We'll take 2 eggs and break them in a bowl. Do this carefully so that the shells don't get into the dish. Here we'll pour 200 milliliters of heavy cream. I'm sure you've already guessed that the spices will follow. In addition to salt, add 1 teaspoon of curry and a pinch of French herbs to the dish. This will be the incredible sauce that will take us right to France. Beat the mixture with a fork so that the eggs are well mixed with the other components. We need to work as well as a professional mixer, otherwise this won't work out. Done. It's completely mixed. Pour the sauce over the onions, potatoes, and chicken fillet. You have to agree, it already looks so appetizing. To prevent moisture from evaporating, we've covered it with foil. Properly press it in the pan and around the edges. For 40 minutes, we send it to the oven, preheated at about 230 degrees Celsius. That's not all. Let's add some bright colors with the help of tomatoes. We can cut the circles not very thin, but also not very thick. We leave it for a while and move on to the cheese. Use a medium-sized grater. We will need about 1 cup of traditional Swiss cheese. If you can't find that, then you can use any variety. Using a pot holder, carefully remove the pan from the oven. Remove the foil so as not to get burned by the steam. While the dish still hasn't cooled down yet, sprinkle on the cheese so it will melt and stretch pleasantly while you're eating. And the last thing is the fresh tomatoes. With them, the dish will sparkle with new bright colors. Sprinkle the tomatoes with salt so that they'll give them extra juice. Again, send everything into the oven for about 10 minutes, but this time without foil. This will allow you to get that toasted baked crust. And we're done. Add finely chopped green onions, and you're ready for tasting. Potato and chicken are perfectly baked and turned out very tender. Bon appetit!